And then, so that's building our LinkedIn. Let's go to the next step. So now your LinkedIn is built. How do I separate myself from the millions of other users on LinkedIn? Let's take a look. So 5 tips for using LinkedIn like an expert. The first is a network growth tip called the 24-hour rule. This rule changed my life, and it changes your mentality as well whenever you go into a professional environment. So instantly, whenever you go into a professional environment, reach out to anybody that you meet in that environment within 24 hours. So whether that's taking notes of it, if you have good memory, just try to. Personally, myself, I normally do it I have a horrible memory, so I'll reach out to them as soon as I have the opportunity to. I will reach out to them on LinkedIn and normally include a little personalized invitation with that, just saying, I met you about 30 minutes ago at so-and-so event. Would love to stay in contact further. Grant Fisher. It doesn't have to be hard. We'll go a little bit deeper into that later. But again, you want to be reaching out immediately to these people after you meet them so you're still fresh on their mind. Connect with a purpose, and then, like I said, the personal message, and make that message brief and clear so that they will read it. Okay, so here's some examples for all the people here in person. I gave you my actual personal templates, so these are on your paper. You can utilize these at all times. These are the ones that I use personally. Anybody on the Zoom, just feel free to shoot me or Robin an email, and we will get those materials to you as well. So an example of connecting with somebody that you physically met, this is a good thing to attach just whenever you send that connection. Mike, good morning. We met yesterday at the Culver Stockton Career Fair. I wanted to connect with you as I hope to stay in contact in the future. All the best, Grant Fisher. Very simple. Sparks his memory as to where you met and gives context as to why you want to connect in the future. Connecting with somebody you didn't physically meet. So say you're at a business conference or anything like that. You're at a career fair and you hear somebody speak. This is a good message to send somebody that you didn't go up and shake their hand or even physically interact with them, but you heard about them, of them in some way. Mike, good morning. Yesterday, I watched your presentation at the Culver Stockton Career Fair and was extremely impressed. I plan to follow your work and hope we can connect further in person or over the phone soon. Again, giving context as to why you want to connect, sparking his memory, not even really sparking his memory, but telling him how you found him. And again, trying to move that conversation off of LinkedIn as soon as possible. And then this is going to take me into the main part of this presentation, which is, how do I have online applications? I'm not going to get too deep into it right now, but I want everybody to know that LinkedIn has extensive search features for you to help you find people of any connection to you. So what I mean by that is you can filter people by current company, location, industry, past company, school they went to, connections of a certain person. So anybody that you might know of or want to reach out to, you can very strategically target this filter, and then it's going to pull a list of people for you. And then on the next slide, we're going to talk about how you reach out to those people and begin the interview process with those people without ever, filling out a job application online through the website or Indeed or any of those sites. So right here, I'm checking. Can you guys see that? No. I'll explain what it is. So we checked the marketing and advertising button underneath industry. So what's that instantly is doing is it's only going to pull people in the marketing and advertising industry. And then we also checked Culver Stockton College. So it's only going to pull people that graduated from Culver Stockton or went to Culver Stockton and have marketing and advertising on their profile. So then it pulls a list of 34 people. So if you're looking to go into marketing and advertising after college, this is a great list, especially as a Culver student. This is a great list of people to reach out to because you have a shared connection in Culver and they're in the industry that you want to go to. So instantly what I would do, actually, I'm going to show that in the next slide. I want to show you how I pull my list. So this is and incorporate the search filter into that. So you can see I put corporate recruiter in the search bar at the top. So that is the name of the hiring decision maker and the industry that I want to go into. So I just simply Googled name of hiring decision maker in staffing industry, and corporate recruiter was the most popular one. So I started testing it out. I looked up corporate recruiter in the greater Atlanta area in the staffing and recruiting industry. So this is going to pull anybody that is in the staffing and recruiting industry in the greater Atlanta area and has corporate recruiter in their profile. So instantly I have a list of 1,400 people pulled up. And what I view that as is 1,400 possible connections that could lead to a job offer. So what I would do with that is I would utilize personal messaging. So whenever you pull those lists, you don't just want to look at them, right? You need to reach out to these people. I want to hit on, it's a little bit funny. It goes down in the DM. The main thing that I want to convey with this message is that whenever you're entering a new social media sphere, you're never sure what the proper etiquette is, whether it's similar to sliding in DMs on Instagram or on Snapchat. It's very different than that. LinkedIn DMs are where business goes down. So business is conducted in these DMs. You're very highly likely to get a response whenever you reach out to somebody if you include that message and follow these tips. So you want to make sure that you format your initial messages similar to an email, and then you match the person that you're reaching out to's formality from there. So what I mean by that is everybody knows how to format an email, right? Hi, so-and-so, comma, space down, body message, and then you leave your little greeting at the end. That's how you want to format these InMail messages, which InMail is the name for LinkedIn DMs. And then whenever they respond to you, you can match formality from there. So what I mean by that is you don't always have to be putting the greetings and the sign off in this. If they respond to you in a text-like format, then you can respond matching their formality from there. And then respond to messages that interest you and look reputable. This isn't a massive one because I'm not gonna lie to you, there have been multiple times where I thought that something wasn't reliable, but I just figured, why not give them a response? What can I lose, right? And it turned out that they were reputable. So I'm not gonna hit on that very much. I would almost say lean on the side of over responding than under responding. You're gonna find some opportunities on LinkedIn, and you wanna make sure that you're maximizing them. And then you want to make sure that, again, we're moving this conversation off of LinkedIn as soon as possible. So whether that be, in this COVID environment, a Zoom call or a phone call, both are great. I love meetings with somebody in person. Obviously, that might not be an option in today's environment, but I believe that Zoom still carries a lot of those characteristics to it. And again, this can be an opportunity to make yourself memorable to that person, not just a text message conversation. You can actually stick in their mind and make yourself memorable. So just want to show you some of the DM conversations that I had to give you guys kind of an understanding of how these LinkedIn DMs work and how optimizing your profile. If you see in these two examples on the left, they actually reached out to me first. So this is a great thing on LinkedIn. Like I said earlier, 95% of recruiters use this site, and they're not just twiddling their thumbs on the site. They're trying to find potential employees. So you can see how optimizing your profile can directly lead to job opportunities. In this first one, a guy reaches out to me from Titan International, which is one of the biggest companies in Quincy. He's a marketing professional there. He says, "Hey, realized you have some graphic design experience. Are you looking for any kind of internship? We are always looking for potential graphic design experience." So again, this is a guy reaching out and offering me an internship. Obviously, it's not official, but it's a great start. It's a great lead with no prior message. This is a great opportunity for us, and that would have been awesome. Unfortunately, COVID got in the way of that. This second one here in the middle, I wanted to point out, this is an alumni of Culver Stockton reaching out to me. Again, you need to include all organizations, clubs, anything that you have participated in, because you never know when something like this could happen. He simply probably saw shared connections or saw that I was interested in the IT industry, whatever it might be. He decided to reach out to me. "Hey, Grant, any career plans after graduation?" We talked back and forth. he tells me a little bit about what he does, and then he proceeds to tell me that him and another Culver alum work there. Continuing talks with this individual, very excited about this opportunity, but again, just wanted to show you guys that optimizing your profile can directly lead to job offers. And then in this last one, pretty similar stuff. Again, just wanted to point out with this one that she actually reached out to me, and in my response with an automated message, and it looked a little questionable. In my response, I even clarified that. I said, Claire, I realize this is an automated message, but in these crazy times, I will follow any leads I can find. Would love to hear further about this opportunity. She actually responded to me and told me that she hand selected me. It was a automated message, but she chose me for that message. And we continued to talk, and I'm going through the interview process with them right now. So again, all of this started from an automated message that I thought, wasn't reputable. And now I'm proceeding through the interview process with them. So again, so many opportunities on this site, way more than any other social media I've seen. Again, if you're Instagram famous, then maybe you might be getting stuff like this, but I don't think we're all Instagram famous. And then this is an example of a questionable message I received. Again, don't want to hit on it too much. Just wanted to show you guys how a lot of people just nuke out messages on this site as recruiters. So you need to be thoroughly combing through these messages and seeing if it's an opportunity you're interested in. As soon as she brought up brand ambassador, I wasn't interested. Anybody with an Instagram probably has heard of this. It's essentially you promote their product and get a discount off on their product. Not something I'm using LinkedIn for. And so I chose not to respond to her. And then put that application in the microwave. So everybody's probably wondering what that means. Again, that is combining the past two steps and using that to never, or I'm not going to say never, but to avoid online job applications and the applicant tracking system, which I'm going to show you some statistics about right now. Quick story before we go any deeper. At the beginning of quarantine, I had recently quit basketball, so I had all this free time that I didn't know what to do. So I set a goal for myself. I said I'm going to apply to 10 jobs every weekday for 4 weeks, which is a total of 200 job applications. And I was like, there's no way that if I send out 200 personalized job applications, I won't get some good interest going. Long story short, I got 2 callbacks from all of that. One of them did turn into a job offer and the other didn't. But that is a 1% chance. Yeah, so that's a 1% response rate. Personally, that is not something I can do. I value my time way higher than that. So all of the time that I put in sending out those job applications essentially was wasted, in my opinion. And I told myself there has to be a better way. What is that better way? And that is LinkedIn. So using those targeted search filters that we talked about earlier, plus those personal messages that we just talked about in the last slide, equals a warmer job application. So when applying for most entry-level roles, most people just go to a company's website, see what they have available, see if they have anything posted, maybe apply for an open position and wait for a call back. That's what I did. That's kind of the procedure today with online applications. So let's talk about online applications. 75% of resumes are rejected before even reaching a person. So that is the hiring manager. The applicant tracking system, that is the ATS here. And what that is on these massive job sites like Indeed, Monster, other ones like that. Whenever you send your resume in there, it instantly puts it through an AI program, which reads your resume and pulls the resumes that have the most words that employer chose. So the employer will specifically choose words that they're looking for, and the applicant tracking system will go through and show them the applications that have the most keywords on them. Again, 75% are rejected before even reaching a human. Those numbers are not okay with me. I want at least a human to review my thing and tell me that I'm not qualified. I don't want a applicant tracking system telling me that. Not even gonna hit on these other ones. I think I've driven the point home that these are low potential ways of leveraging a job offer. So how do I get around the applicant tracking system? Find a company that you would like to work for. Whatever that company may be, look for company values, look on the company website, look on Glassdoor. Glassdoor is a website for current employees to leave anonymous reviews on their experience at the job they're at. It's a great way to find out what the culture is like inside a company, the true culture, because they don't have to lie as they are under an anonymous profile. And then again, going back to tip number 2, use search filters on LinkedIn to find somebody that's currently in your role and their manager. So I'm going to tailor this a little bit. Again, it's hard because we're talking about very vast industries here. For my industry, it was easy to look up what the hiring decision maker was, corporate recruiter, what I used in the search filters. And again, if you can find the hiring decision maker in your industry, you want to be targeting that person, not the person that's currently in your role. As the person that's currently in your role isn't getting paid to bring people onto the company. You see, there's a less chance that they'll respond to you and be motivated to help you. Not saying it won't happen, but a person that's getting paid to do that is much more likely to respond. And then connect with them on LinkedIn, and in the connection invitation, include a personal message. So again, this is on the template page that I gave you guys. Perfectly fine if you copy it, word for word, or put your own thing in there. Just wanted to give you guys an idea, kind of get rid of that writing block. This is actually the exact thing that I've used in the past, and I'm going to show you an example of me using it. Hi, blank. I'm very interested in the blank role. You have 15 minutes in the next week or so to chat about what the role entails and what your ideal employee looks like. Thanks, blank. More times than not, I've seen them get back to me with this. I would say the percentages are staggering, honestly. I would say they're higher than 75% of the time. Whenever I reach out to somebody with this message, they are responding. So again, these are high quality things. I'm not saying they always turn into job offers, but once you reach out to them, it's on you to convert that. If they respond to you, this is just an opportunity for you to get around that applicant tracking system. This is going to give you a better idea of the day-to-day operations in this role, as well as how to apply for the job. And then really the most important part of all of this is it's going to get you a personal referral to the hiring decision maker. So what I mean by that is that how I've seen this work out for me in the past is the person that I will reach out to on LinkedIn, I'll typically, if it goes well, have a 15 to 20 minute conversation with them on the phone in the coming days. And then I will send my resume to them, and they will actually send my resume to the hiring decision maker, which, as I hit on earlier, instantly puts us past those earlier 75% of resumes that never even made it to her. So by using LinkedIn, we are working our way around the tracking system and getting it sent directly to a hiring decision maker. So this is an, again, example of the list that I pull personally. I'm gonna walk you guys step by step onto how I actually did this step by step for this presentation. So this is the list that I pulled. Again, corporate recruiter, greater Atlanta area, staffing and recruiting. I have 1,400 results. So instantly the second one down popped out to me. I recognized the company she works for. She has a great profile picture, very professional profile. So I reached out to her by hitting the connect button. Then you see it will pull up her page, and right next to the connect button, directly to the right of it, there's a little lock thing and it says message. Once you click that message, you can send these messages without the paid membership. I've never paid a dime to LinkedIn. I want to make sure that I do emphasize that. You don't need the paid membership. If it tries to tell you you need the paid membership whenever you hit message, just go to the right and it will have a button that says personalized connection and use that. You'll have less words to use, but you can send a personalized message. And the first template on that template sheet that I gave you does fit in there. So again, this is a direct example of how I use this. Hi, Veronica, I'm graduating, yada, yada, everybody can read it. It's the exact template that I used earlier. she responded to me within a minute on a Sunday night. Hi, Grant, thank you so much. She essentially goes on to tell me that she got let go from her company due to COVID, but she is still looking to be a corporate recruiter in the staffing industry. So again, this probably took no more than 5 minutes max of my time on a Sunday night, and I have a connection now with a hiring decision maker in my industry that I'm going to look to leverage in the future. Again, not many different websites can you have that opportunity on besides LinkedIn. And then lastly, this is really what separates, as far as people reaching out to you, those were the tactics on how to reach out to other people. Now, how do people reach out to you? You have to maintain a high activity level. You have to be intentional with this site, as I continue to say. Maintaining a high activity level is going to use the algorithm to your advantage. So all social media sites have an algorithm as to how they prioritize posts on your timeline or whatever the homepage is. And with the LinkedIn algorithm, consistency of posting and interaction per post are the two key things that you need to be striving for. These are the things that are going to make your post show up on more people's pages. And then you need to view LinkedIn as an investment. When your posts are getting views, so are you. So I'm going to show some examples of how this has happened for me in the past. But again, I'm using LinkedIn to show up on searches for people making the hiring decisions in the industry that I want to go into. So if you tell me that consistency of posting is going to make me show up in more searches, then we need to consistently post, right? And using SMART goals to hold yourself accountable. So this is all tying together on how I do this personally. My goal is I will write 1 post per week until I have secured a job. So that was my goal that I set at the beginning of quarantine. I haven't stuck to it all the way, but again, if I miss a week, you better believe I'm not missing another week after that. So this is how I have used SMART goals to hold me accountable to post consistently. And then as far as interaction per post, you really don't have any control over that in a sense. What I want to hit on with this is you can read, you need to study your interactions per post, and that's going to give you information on how well you're targeting posts to your target market. I'll show you kind of how LinkedIn has these different statistics and insights that you can use to show how well you are targeting. So again, in this message, these are screenshots from my profile. Whenever I was using this method, you can see in this first one, I popped up in 37 searches in that week, and it shows me what industry I was most commonly popping up in, and then what the name of the people that were searching for me, what they do. So we see that student was the top percentage of people that were searching for me. Founder, and then actually recruiter were down there as well. So student, I was targeting students with a couple of my messages leading up to this, as it was for Culver students. So I'm accepting that. But again, if this was a post towards corporate recruiters, I would want the #1 thing there to be corporate recruiter. Otherwise, it wasn't well targeted. And then here in the middle, I think this is the most important thing. This is your per post insights. So after you post something, you can go in and look at where the people that viewed your post work at, what they have in their title, so what they do, and then where they are. So what I do here, I study my insights to see the people that viewed my post. Am I targeting recruiters, people in the recruiting industry? For the other post, students. For you, it might be fellow educators, something like that. These are all things that you want to be keeping in the back of your mind, as everything we do on LinkedIn has to be intentional. And then again, if you have a very specific area that you want to work, say I'm dead set on working in the Phoenix area after college, then I can use this and see if I'm targeting the Phoenix area properly. I can see what area the people that are viewing my posts live in. And that's valuable information. The compare and contrast here is my top post did very well. It got almost 1,200 views, and it was very well targeted, as recruiter and student were the top 2 people that were viewing it. and a recruiting consulting firm was the top place that people viewed it, as opposed to the bottom one, got much less interactions, and the cause of that led to less people seeing it. So again, your targeted posts are going to be seen by more people, and this in turn is going to make your profile more viewed. So quickly, this right graph kind of looks like a stock chart, right? This is showing how many people view my profile. Not sure if it's a daily basis. The timetable down here is actually every 2 weeks. So you can see I have spikes and I have lows. So what that tells me is that I'm inconsistent. Again, this is an old one. I have learned from this, but during that dip, I need to be studying what was I not doing at this point and why was it affecting me like this? And then on that shoot up where I was reaching almost 20 profiles a day, what was I doing during that time that was making me appear on so many searches so that I can replicate that again? Yeah, so that's really about it. We went through the philosophy, we went through building it from the ground up. I gave you guys some templates, and then we talked about separating ourselves on this platform. From now, we have 5 minutes?
We have a couple minutes, yep.
5 minutes? Do we have any questions? Can you watch?
I can, if anybody wants to pop a question in the chat, I will relay that to Grant.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah. For this presentation? Okay, so you just need ACE credit? Gotcha.
Okay, there's a sign-in sheet on the back. Make sure that you sign that. On the back table.
We'll make sure you get that.
Question I did have was, like you said, the meeting area.
Yeah.
Place, like when you're looking for the actual spot you're trying to market yourself at. So say if someone was looking to market somewhere like in Chicago or somewhere in LA.
Yeah.
How would it, how long would you think it would take for someone who lives in Chicago to try to market yourself in LA and try to get a video chat or phone call? How long do you think that would?
It's crazy. It's honestly mind blowing.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, absolutely. So the question was, how long do you think it will take to see results if you're targeting a certain area? Malik asked, if you're in Chicago and you're targeting LA, how long will it take before you can have a video call or possibly see some opportunities in that area if you are targeting a specific area? And really, I want to hit on that it's going to happen quicker than you think if you follow these tips and tricks. I mean, it's consistently blowing my mind how much LinkedIn is exposing me to opportunities on a daily basis. I'm probably getting 2 to 3 messages on a daily basis right now from recruiters, just reaching out, trying to get me in for an interview or something like that. Again, this is mind blowing to me, as I wasn't really, not a lot of people talk about this, right? Like not a lot of people realize this opportunity is in front of us. And to address your question specifically, you follow these tips and tricks, you get it going on the phone. It can, like I said, it can happen way quicker than you expect. I mean, it's situational.